When you create separation problems, generally it's because the dog sees you as someone it must care for. Yeah, basically. And I'm not one for this kind of be dominant and do this and do that. I'm not talking about that. But basically, by doing certain things, you give the dog a higher level of importance in its own mind, which then means it feels like it's responsible for you. So then when you go, it gets anxious. And when it gets anxious, they can do what we call displacement behaviours. So the reason we bite fingernails when we're stressed is because we're taking our mind off the stress. When dogs chew things, because they're taking their mind off the stress. Okay, so when any dog moves house, it doesn't matter whether it's a 7-week-old puppy or a 10-year-old. It starts on a baseline here, because that's its confidence level. And on the day it moves, its stress level actually goes straight up. Okay, and then it goes like that, assuming you do it right. Okay, now it's in this bit here, probably to there, where you have a risk of creating a separation problem. Okay, does that make sense? And this lasts about 2 weeks, basically. So during this first 2 weeks, he's going to be much more susceptible to getting stressed when you're not there and over-attaching to you than he would be if he lived with you all his life and you went on holiday for 2 weeks and came back. Yeah, because what would happen then, you'd get that. Right, so it just wouldn't exist. So basically, this stuff's based for the next 2 weeks, and it's to get us through this period. Okay, moving forward from that, if down the line, let's say 6 months in, he chews his bed up, okay, and you rang me and said, Matt, the dog's just chewed his bed up and I don't really know why. What I would tell you to do is go back to this for 2 weeks, okay, and you'll reset it. Okay, so every dog has a different level of susceptibility. Some dogs, you don't have to do any of this with them, they're just fine. But I'd prefer to just assume every dog's gonna trash the house completely. So let's do it in a way that just avoids it happening. I would just tell you to go back to it for a week, reset him, because what's happened over the, you've got him settled in, then you come up with this is like now a year here, that's a year, and you've had him out the crate, and what's happened is he's come down, and then he's started to climb back up again. Okay, just because of the way you are with him. Right, so now you come in and you say hello straight away, and all the things that you shouldn't do, you do.
Start taking liberties,
yeah. So what happens then? He then eats the bed. Okay, or it could be anything. He might, and then your neighbour might say, "Oh, we heard him barking yesterday. We never hear him barking." Anything like that. And what you need to do at that point is do 2 weeks, and you'll bring him straight back down to there again. And then what you might do is, because you know this has taken 6 months before he ate the bed, 5 months after that, you might do it again just before it goes wrong. Because as soon as you start paying attention and you start doing what people do, there's a chance that you're going back up.